Hey there, welcome back. My name is Katie. If you're new to my channel, welcome to you also. And we are going to be doing some more freeze drying tonight. I freeze dried some, I guess basically leftovers a few days ago or a few weeks ago. I guess it's been a few days ago, about a week ago. And it just kind of opened up so many things to me. And we did have an abundance of eggs right now. We haven't been eating so many eggs. And so I have a lot of eggs. So I'm going to freeze dry some eggs tonight. I actually did it last summer when we had a lot of eggs. And I really want to stay in the routine of getting something in the freeze dryer at least once a week to utilize this big major purchase that we made. So I am going to freeze dry some more eggs for you guys. And the way you do it is it takes 12 eggs per tray, and I have 4 trays. So I have 48 eggs here that I've washed. And we're going to be using a blender. We'll blend them up, and then we'll put them in the freeze dryer trays. So that's all that there is to it, and we'll just go ahead and get started. So literally all we do is we crack our 12 eggs in the blender. So get all these cracked. I'm going to save my shells for my compost pile. Probably should be cracking them into another bowl just in case I get shell and I'll have to dig it out of there. So let me grab another bowl real quick. All right. Well, got a piece of shell that time. Good thing I did this. Let me grab a spoon. All right, I'm gonna get these 12 cracked, and then we will see it back at the freeze dryer. Okay, sorry about the noise in here. It is loud. There is a oil pump here. This freezes, so there's just a lot of mechanical work that goes on with this. Anyway, 12 eggs gives you about 3 cups of liquid egg, and I just did it on low until just blended. You don't want to incorporate too much air in there. And the ideal way to load your trays with liquid so that you don't spill it on the way over here is to pour the liquid into the tray while it's in the machine. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I have my last 2 here to do. Slide it in very carefully. All right, the machine tells you everything you need to do on this little screen. It's telling us to load the trays and then close the valve. The valve is back here. This allows it to pressurize. When this defrosts, all the liquid that it has pulled out of your food will end up draining out of this tube. So we're going to hit continue here. All right, it says it's freezing. It does go through a pre-freeze cycle for 15 minutes. It has the inside of this machine is frozen. So now it's going to freeze our food. If we had freezer space, or they do sell lids for the trays, you can pre-freeze your food and it makes it go a lot faster. It's going to take 18 hours or so to freeze this in this machine, and then it will start freeze drying, 12 to 18 hours probably. When this is finished, we'll come back together and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so it's been about 24 hours and our eggs are complete. I'm going to show you what they look like. All right, so I have 4 trays of these, so there's 12 eggs on each tray. Now the way you would reconstitute these, if you wanted to do this, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you did 3 tablespoons of egg powder and 3 tablespoons of water, that will give you about 1 egg. And then you just whisk it together. I wouldn't do hot water like we did with the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes, because we don't want to cook it while we're doing this. And you could use this, you couldn't obviously make fried eggs with it. I mean, I guess you could. It'd be like a scrambled egg patty-ish thing, kind of like maybe you would get at a fast food restaurant. So this would be if you're wanting to make scrambled eggs, or you're needing to use it in baked goods. So for us, if our chickens aren't laying in the winter and I bake a whole lot, I can use this in the winter instead of having to buy eggs. I could use this as an egg substitute. I would guess it's not an egg substitute because it is eggs. But so I'm going to show you how I bag this up, okay? So we have our trays here. We have our Mylar bags. These bags come with your Harvest Right machine. And so I will put 1 tray's worth per bag so that I know that there's 12 eggs in here. So we'll get this up. And because there's no moisture in it, it generally doesn't really stick so much. They do sell silicone liners, which I'd like to get just for different applications, but it really does just come up very easily. You could also use parchment paper. I've cut parchment to fit these. Don't want to lose any of these precious eggs. Now you could throw these back in the blender to make it into a fine powder. I don't find that to be necessary. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is get our little oxygen absorbers here. And these are rated by the size of your bags you're putting them in. And so these are smaller ones. So I'm going to put 2 of these into this bag. Now the next thing that your freeze dryer would come with, move all this out of the way so you can see, it's this. It's called an impulse sealer. This comes with the freeze dryer, and this is what you're going to use to seal the bag. Now, it does have a gauge here on the side, depending on the weight of the bag, like as in the thickness of it. I found with these bigger bags like this, as opposed to these are ones I ordered off of Amazon. These smaller bags are thinner. These sealed perfectly with this, but I found these did not so well. And you could just use a flat iron, anything like that that would use for your hair. Seals these fine, but I'm gonna just do it with this to show you how you would do it. There's gonna be 2 notches on here. Let's see if you can see a little notch. This is where you'd rip it open. You're gonna seal it just above that. So what we're gonna do is put this on here, and then you put it down, and when you hold it down, this red light comes on. I don't know if you can see it. You see that in it? It clicks off when it's supposed to be done. And it's supposed to seal it. Well, that one did. That one worked perfectly. All right, so that's how that works. So I'll end up with 4 bags like this with 12 eggs in each bag. I will mark on here 12 eggs, and I'll put that it's March 2024, and this can go in my long-term storage. This will be good for 25 years if it stays in this Mylar bag with the oxygen absorber in it. Perfect for winter, like I said, when if you have chickens and they're not laying, or any kind of emergency, like I mentioned before when we did the meatloaf, where we have, electricity's out because we've had a hurricane or anything like that. Just so many different things that it's good to have something like this on hand. They do sell this online, freeze-dried eggs. You can always do it that way. You can put them in smoothies. You could put them in protein drinks. There's just so many uses for this. So I hope this gives you a lot of information. If you have any questions, let's leave those in the comment box below. And I will leave a link to the Harvest Right freeze dryer. It's not an affiliate link because I don't have sponsorship by them. So I'm not sponsored at all by this video. I just want to have so many different possibilities for any kind of food storage because unfortunately, because we did flood twice, my mind, and with hurricanes, because we've been weeks without power from hurricanes, my mind goes to all these different possibilities and scenarios of why we would need to have food in different storage methods. So I hope this helps you out in some way. And I thank you for watching. And if you hit subscribe, I would just really appreciate that. Also, liking the video helps us out a lot too. And you could share with others, and that would be great. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.